Hello everybody, it's Richard Seaman coming at you from the Southwest Institute of Healing Arts. Welcome to day 17 of National Life Coaching Month, and I want to welcome you to our 17th day of our Facebook Live, where we've been offering live coaching sessions, and I apologize for the delay. I was having a little bit of a hard time connecting today. Hi Melanie, hi Sharon, how are you guys today? So my computer wasn't working, so I had to do a bunch of create and readjust, which is what we do as coaches. So I apologize for the delay, and I'm so happy I finally got online. Welcome to technology. My name is Richard Seaman, and I am coming at you from the Southwest Institute of Healing Arts in Tempe, Arizona. And I'm also the lead instructor at the Southwest Institute of Healing Arts on campus in Tempe. And hi Rodney, how you doing? And I'm also the founder and director of Seattle Life Coach Training in Seattle, Washington. I'm so happy to be with you today. And today I wanted to just welcome you to this live Facebook presentation where I'm going to have an opportunity to discuss with you a little bit about life coaching, what life coaching is, and then of course I want to talk to you about the B.R.A.V.E model, which I created with a friend of mine named Brandy many years ago back in 2017, and I want to bring it off the shelf, dust it off, and really bring it to you guys. So hi Pam, hi Rodney, hi Sharon, hi Melanie, how you guys doing today? I'm so glad I was able to get on. Hi Debbie, how you doing? Good to see you too. So we're going to have some opportunity today to really go into this conversation and talk a little bit about you becoming bolder and bigger and braver in the world. And there is this part of me that wonders, hi Dolce, how you doing? Hi Karen, how you doing? Good to see you guys. So I just wanted to chat with you. Hello, my friend Melanie. How are you? Yes, I'm fashionably late, but the the computer wouldn't work. I don't know what happened. It just stopped working on me. So it happens, right? Hello, Courtney. How you doing? So, hi, Chris. How you doing, Chris? Nice to see you. Christy, actually. Nice to see you. So I wanted to talk about the life coaching program that we offer at the Southwest Institute of Healing Arts. And I think it's really important for us because we've been in 17 days of giving you live life coaching sessions. And at this point, I think you really do understand what life coaching is. But SWIHA, or the Southwest Institute of Healing Arts, which I've been a part of since 2003, is an amazing organization. And we have this incredible life coaching program, both on campus in Tempe, Arizona, and also online. So no matter where you are in the world, you are able to take the life coaching program either on campus in Arizona or wherever you may be in the world online. So I want to talk to you a little bit about what we do that's a little bit different than most coaching programs out there in the world. So we are what I refer to as a transformational approach to life coaching. And so what does that mean to be a transformational approach to life coaching? We believe that our training is personal, professional, and spiritual development simultaneously. And we also believe that in order for you to ask anyone to transform their life, you must be willing to do your own work. So what that means is that when you take the coaching program at SWIHA, on campus or online, everything that we teach you, we're going to ask you to try that on in your own life. So what ends up happening, not only you are in a professional training program, learning to become a life coach in the world, but you're also doing your own inner work. Isn't that amazing? So I would like to ask you, for those of you that have taken the training program, how many of you have learned a lot about yourself? And then, of course, once you've learned that about yourself, you've then taken that out into the world and help other people do the same thing. So it's so powerful to be able to do that. So what is a life coach? So a life coach is someone that is about helping people move their self in a direction that they want to go. It's about goals, it's about aspirations, it's about dreams, it's about manifestation, it's about creating the life that you really want to have. And one of the principles that I talk about in my book, Spiritual Reliability, is that you cannot do this alone. Therefore, there are two types of help. There is human help and there is also divine help. And so it's important that we get that what a life coach is a conduit to be able to help people to be able to connect to themselves either through human resources or through divine resources. And if you've been noticing for the last 16 years in these coaching, or 16 days we've been doing coaching sessions live on Facebook, is that there's so many different types of coaches out there. Some people are spiritual coaches, some are soul stylists like Sharon are. They've got Dolce, who's a little bit different. Rodney is also a powerful life coach, and Melanie's a powerful life coach, but there's so many different types of coaching out there that one thing I do know that what's different about SWIHA's program is that we are a little bit more of a spiritual program that helps you connect to a higher power. A God of understanding, if you may want to use those words. So we ask you, what is your God of understanding? What is your reference point to life coaching? And what is your reference point to your higher power? So a life coach is there to help you to co-create your life with a human being that will assist you in getting you to where you want to go. And then, of course, also helping you connect to a higher power, which is the combination of two types of help. Hello, Erica. How you doing? So it's really about learning how to co-create your life, and a life coach does that for you. It helps you get you from where you are to where you want to go. If we think about life coaches are gap workers, or we're fog walkers. We're really helping our clients be able to walk through the gaps of their life. So what is a gap defined as? A gap is defined as that you're not where you were and you're not where you want to be, but you're in between, bringing a new possibility. What I know for a fact is that not all clients that come to life coaches are going to be like, oh, I'm so happy with my gap. I'm so happy that I lost my job. I'm so happy that I had gone through a divorce. But the truth of it is that if you lost that job, you were probably not supposed to be there anyway. Or possibly you weren't even supposed to be, you were in that transition, you were not listening to the divine whispers that are moving through you, and it was asking you to move on anyway. And so the universe did you a favor by releasing you from that job. Hi, Dina. Nice to see you, my dear. And so the bottom line is that we have to understand that coaches are gap workers, and we help people see that place of gap as a place of possibility, which is really about being also a fog walker. So what is faith? It's about learning to walk in the fog. And so what coaches do is we help you walk through the gaps of your life that are a little bit foggy, and we help you get from one place to the next. So I want to give you 7 reasons why you should become a life coach, and here they are. So by becoming a life coach, you will become a strong and clear communicator. Hello, Christine. So you're going to become a strong and clear communicator. For those of you that have taken the training programs, either at SWIHA, online, on campus, or in Seattle with me, you guys know that part of that training is to find your voice and to be a strong and powerful communicator, to allow this life force that's within you to be able to come out and to be the messenger that you're here to be. That might be as a coach, that might be as a human resources manager, that might be in your relationship, that might be in your relationships with your children. It doesn't matter, because you're going to become a strong and open and powerful communicator. The second reason that you should become a life coach is that you're going to be gaining clarity and goals on your goals and aspirations. So part of the process that I just talked about is that coaches and the coaching program is about helping you figure out what's going on with your life first. It's about pruning back the things that are no longer serving you, and then to get really super uber clear on your own goals and your own aspirations. How could you possibly not want that, right? So it's all about personal professional training. A third way that you would want to become a life coach is that you're going to be able to connect to your intuition, your higher power, and your own inner knowing. So what if I told you that every coach has an intuition? And if you don't resonate with that wording, you might want to think about the idea that it's about having a gut level knowing. And what I say to my students all the time in classes is that you know that you know that you know. So use it. So as a coach, you would be able to learn how to access your intuition, which is a crystal clear channel of clarity, which is way different than being in your head. There are three places that we can coach from as coaches. We can coach from our head, we can coach from our heart, or we can coach from our knowing or our intuition. So in the coaching program, you are going to be able to access an intuition, and maybe you don't even know what intuition is, but we're going to help you find that intuition. The fourth reason that you want to become a life coach is because you're going to be able to excel in your current business that you're already in. So think about this. So if you're working in any industry for yourself as a soulful entrepreneur or for somebody else, the programs that we teach you are going to help you to excel, to be a better communicator. So how many of you out there that have taken the programs know this about the training that you've taken, that it already up-leveled so many areas of your life? So of course it's going to excel big portions of your life in a big, big way. So you're welcome, Maria. How you doing today? You needed this today, so I'm appreciative of your comments. And so if you want to throw some questions at me today, please do, because I'm more than willing to take those questions for you and help you out with your own thoughts. Hi, Kate. How you doing, my dear? So the fifth reason that you should become a life coach is you're going to be connecting to like-minded people, community, and having connection. One of the principles that we teach in the life coaching program is that all problems come from separation, therefore the solution is connection. And so think about what I just said to you. So it's so much, hi Dulce, it's so much about understanding that we can't do this alone. As human beings, we were not designed to be alone in the world. So when you connect to a program or a community of like-mindedness, you are going to be gaining a whole soul tribe. You're going to be gaining a whole community of like-minded people. And what better options are there than to hang out with people that think like you, that co-create like you, that communicate like you, that want to have those deeper, high-level conversations. And in a coaching program like SWIHA, you're going to get that. That's the beauty of being able to be in a community. So our classes that are on campus, we're either doing Monday, Wednesday classes, and you get to come in for 8 hours a week, Monday, Wednesday from 6 to 10, and be with community and like-minded people. And then you can also come 1 weekend a month in campus and also be with community and like-minded people. So again, remember that we're not designed to do this alone, and that all problems come from separation. Therefore, the solution is connection. The sixth reason why you should become a life coach is that you're going to change your life and the lives around you. So we've already talked about this. You're going to shift so many things in your life. And I have a belief system that we all come into these training programs as an overgrown tree, like the tree behind me, but it's overgrown. And there's parts of that tree that aren't serving us anymore. It's overhanging and it's heavy. And through the training, we're going to be beginning to prune back those parts of you that aren't serving you anymore, so you can become free to express yourself, to be the gift that you're put on this earth to be. Imagine that. That's an amazing thing to be able to do, to be able to change your life first, and then take the things that you've learned and then change the lives around you. That's a sixth reason why you should become a life coach. And then the seventh reason why you should become a life coach is because you're going to start your own life coaching practice and get paid to transform lives. Now think about that. Can you imagine having a life purpose every single day? Hi Carla, how you doing, my dear? Having a life purpose every single day that you get to wake up, fire up your own laptop every single day and coach people and begin to be a soulful entrepreneur. A soulful entrepreneur is one that has a deeper connection with people in the world. And so you get to do this every single day and get paid to transform lives. I mean, how could you go anything beyond that? So thank you, Carla. It's good to see you too, you beautiful soul. Good to see you. And so the piece to this is, all I can say to you is that I've given you 7 reasons why you should become a life coach. And for the last 16 days, you've seen so many different coaching messengers and people that coach with different styles that I want you to know that you are your own messenger. You are your own life force. And that there's not one person that's like you. And you, the greatest gift you can bring in the world is to bring your own life force, your own gifts into the world. So Maria, you say, you got a tribe. I've been needing a tribe. I've been needing this. Yeah, you know, that's so cool. Hi, Jana. How you doing? It was good to have you in class last weekend. How was class? It was so good to have you in class. And I did see you very much. And so you probably really resonate with what I'm talking about. So let me go further. And so maybe, just maybe, I don't know, maybe a thought, maybe you need to get a little braver in your life, right? And maybe it's time for you to look at the possibility of one way for you to become braver is to become a life coach. Because it's about maybe being brave and about stepping into your power, right? We got to step into our power. We've got to let go of those limiting beliefs and not go back to the things that we were doing before. What we're asking you to do as a coach is to step up, step it up. Make sure that everything you're doing in your life is an up level and that your contribution is an up level in the world. And what I believe is that when you're in a coaching program, like Carla says, it was life-changing for her. If it was life-changing for you, give me some love. So the piece to this is that what our bottom line is that we're asking you to up-level your life. And imagine if everybody was seeking to give birth to their greatest and highest self, the whole world would rise. Now think about that. That's what it comes down to. It's that we're asking you in the coaching program, we're asking you to give birth to your greatest and highest self. And when we are all giving birth to our highest self, imagine a world like that. Imagine a world that is everyone seeking to give birth to their highest self. And when they do that, the whole world rises. That's powerful. And let me tell you something. If there's any time right now in the world that you need to be doing this, it's now. Because if you haven't noticed the state of mind of the world, we are in some crises and we've got some uncertainty in the world like we've never seen before. And so there would be never a better time than right now to step up and do your life purpose. Now, I'm not asking you to jump ship from your current career. I'm not asking you to leave your job. I'm asking you to sign up for a program like this that is going to enhance your life, that you could do on the evenings and weekends. It's very digestible. You can take a weekend class or you can take a weekday class. The weekend class is the gulpers and the weekday class are the sippers. So we sip or we gulp and you choose which way you want to go. And so let's talk again about being more brave. And so let's say that you're sitting there going, this guy's making sense. Well, I've been doing this since 2003, and I have trained and educated and transformed thousands of lives through the life coaching program at SWIHA and at Seattle Life Coach Training, and through my books and through my talks. And you know what? I was one of those people. I was one of those people that was looking for purpose and power and passion in my life and a plan. And when I took the coaching program, it all made sense. It all made sense. And so if you resonate with this, give me some love because I know that's the truth. So Carla says, it saved my life and I'm happy to be able to help others also. Right, Carla? I remember who you were. I remember the first weekend with you, Carla. And so I remember you were so busy in your head that you weren't listening. Remember that? And you became what I call a blended being. You got out of your head and into your body, and you began to be softer in the world. And I appreciate you allowing me to coach you through that so you could be a powerful and magnificent human being that you are. So thank you. So I want to take you now through the B.R.A.V.E model. And this is going to be taking a fast and hard look at your life and how to become braver, bolder, and bigger in the world. So Dulce says, so true, so empowering, and it felt like permission to stand in my own power, right? I mean, where do you go in the world that people are going to ask you to be brave and to be powerful and to have a purpose and to be in the conversation that is asking you to step it up, to up-level your life? This is why it's so important for us to take classes like this. Hi, Joe. To take classes like this that are going to help us reach our highest potential. And again, it's a transformational approach. First you, and then you're going to help others. And you get paid to transform lives. Imagine that. So let's talk about the coaching model that I created with my friend Brandy back in 2014. And it is called the B.R.A.V.E model. And the B.R.A.V.E model is a process that's designed to unveil, to unravel the blocks and barriers and the obstacles that may be keeping you unconsciously, holding you back from being the highest potential of yourself. And I want to talk to you about that. So I'm going to be asking you a couple questions about these, and I want you to comment today so I can give you a little piece of coaching on this. So let's get braver, let's get clearer than ever before. So the B, which I was working with the last couple weeks with Hector, and Hector and I coached around the B, which is brave, and which is the B.R.A.V.E model, which was the B though, is to be bold. So what I asked Hector, and I'm going to ask you now, so listen up, is are you bold in a graceful way and have the ability to take risks, be confident, and courageous? So think about this. So the piece that I want to highlight on this is, in order for us to step it up, we got to be brave. But part of the B.R.A.V.E model is to be bold. Bold doesn't mean to bowl those people over, right? Bold means is that we need to know what our power is. We need to know that we're energy. We need to take responsibility for the energy we bring into a space. And so what I'm asking you to do is to be a bold human being, or as in the blog that I wrote, a bold blended being. And a bold blended being is someone that understands that they're not one-dimensional, and that they are connected to the heavens and they're connected to the earth. And so what we have to be able to do is get that we can get information from the heavens, but then we bring it to the ground and we do our work in a bold but graceful way. What is grace? Grace is that you're not too little and you're not too big, that you're in the middle. And most of us that step into our power for the very first time, we usually blow people away with our boldness because we're not in our grace. And so how many of you feel that you could use a little more bold in your life, but in a graceful way? So Jody says, be uncomfortable in who we are, and I don't know what else she said there. I can't read the rest, my dear. But yeah, exactly. So we have to be comfortable in our own skin, but at the same time, Jody, we have to be able to be in awareness of our energy, right? And so are we being too much? That's off-putting, and that's too much, and that's people don't want to be around that. And then if we're too little, that's also not compelling. So there's two types of boldness as I'm offering this to you, is that we can be a compelling, bold, graceful, blended being, or a repelling, bold, or a repelling, bold. Let's try that again. I'm tongue-tied today. Imagine that. I think I talked too fast. So a bold, graceful, bold, blended being, there I go, I got it, or a repelling, bold, graceful. And if we're not probably being graceful, if we're in our place of being repelling. So we want to be compelling when we step into our power. So I just say thank you. And I like that Carla's saying that she started the program and she was bold, but now she's managing her life. I'm having a hard time seeing all your comments exactly. I see portions of them, just so you know, but I am tracking for everybody. Okay, so here's the invitation. Let's get bold, but let's be graceful and compelling in our boldness. And that's something that we will teach you in the training program. So, yeah, so Carla, that's a really good point that you talk about. I'm more compelling now. You are more compelling because you're more present. You are actually not listening to respond. You are being quiet and you're listening, and you're being conscious and aware with the people that you're around. And from that place, it's more compelling. So Jody says to help people, we need to lead by example. Absolutely. And so that example would be is that, let me show you my light, right? Let me show you my light. But I'm going to do it in a way that I'm not going to be repelling. And so, hi Linda, how you doing, my dear? Good to see you. And so by not telling them who or what, yeah, that's a good point, Jody. That's what coaches, I think, that we need to be clear on, is that when we're in a coaching role with the world, that the one thing we got to get is that every client has their own answers within them, and we don't tell them anything. We don't diagnose them. We are here to brainstorm with them and to ask powerful questions in such a way that it allows the client to go within themselves to find their own answers. It's that simple. So we don't have to be doing all the work. Part of the process of being able to coach people is to be versus do. It's about being with the client. And so it's really powerful to be able to just lay back and to allow the process to happen and to allow them to come up with their own answers. All right? Brilliant. Okay, let's move to the R. So we've got B, which is bold, and the R is release. So here's your question. Drum roll, please. Are you ready? So do you quickly release and let go of self-judgment of others, expectations, and false negative beliefs about yourself? So think about that. Do you quickly release and let go of self-judgment and judgment of others and false negative self-beliefs? So let's talk about this. So what I know is that every single one of us is not remotely enough. Yeah, I can imagine that. And that's true, Maria, that it's so important that we spend time in the release. You know, the part about release is that the longer we're hanging out in judgment of others and judgment of ourselves, the more we are derailing our life force from being the highest expression of ourselves, because we're spending more time on judging ourselves or judging other people. When the truth of it is that we need to release those things. We need to get that every single person is on their own journey. And when we release them into their own journey, life becomes magical and we're not weighed down by other people's issues. Not everyone's going to like you, but you got to like yourself. And so what I'm asking you to do is that there is a moment when all of us are in our own self-judgment and we are also judging others. And I think that we need to realize that when we're doing this, 3 fingers are pointing back to us. And so it's important that the quicker that we release judgment of ourselves and to other people, the quicker we give birth to our greatest and highest self. It's like trying to pull a truck with your hands, or it's trying to pull a semi with a little 4-cylinder car. Why would you drag that around with you? Who cares what other people think of you? It doesn't matter. What matters is that you love yourself. What matters is that You are being the greatest and highest expression of yourself. And when you do that, then your life will take another level. It literally is an up level because you're not being drugged down by negative thoughts of yourself and others. Hi, Bridget. How you doing? So it's so important to be able to really get that the quicker that you release this, the faster you travel. In the advanced coaching class I teach, we talk about this thing about jumping the gap. Hi, Nicole. This thing about jumping the gap. And we all have stuff that we have to deal with in our life. And at some point, hi, Anna. Hope you're having a good time in Florida. How you doing, my dear? And so the piece is that we all have stuff that we have to deal with, right? And part of our component to this is that we will stand on this precipice, which is like this cliff. And we know we have to jump. And sometimes we just stand there and we know we need to jump, but we're afraid. We're afraid of jumping into the abyss. We're afraid of, is life going to catch us? Because there's 4 types of trust, right? We can trust in ourselves, trust in others, trust in life, and trust in God. So when we're in these gaps and we're judging ourselves, we got to be able to jump into these gaps and know that yes, it's a free fall, but in the end, tell me, every single time, just before you think you're going to hit the ground, this metaphorical divine net comes flying out and catches us, right? That's the truth of life. It's about, hi Karen, it's about being able to jump into those places with great faith. And the quicker that you do that, the faster you're going to travel to your highest self. Now think about that. The point of transcendence is to become a light being. And a light being is going to travel at the speed of light. The quicker that you make those jumps, the faster you're going to travel, and the quicker that you're going to raise and give birth to your highest self. See? It's just that simple. So we don't want to hang out in all that stuff. Hi, I'm finally jumping to so that I can learn about trust. Good. Well, wow. See, I got that, Anna. And now you're in Florida. And I love that you're in Florida. I remember talking to you in Seattle at Seattle Life Coach Training about you jumping into Florida. And you're sitting there now. And what a better way to learn to trust than to jump. We don't learn by standing there contemplating it or processing it. I had a huge awareness. Do you want to know what that huge awareness was? Like about 3 weeks ago? I was talking to a really good friend of mine, a mentor, who said to me, there's 2 things that we are doing when we are learning. Or we're learning or we're processing. That's the answer. So we can either learn or we can process. And guess what? What if we stopped processing? What if we just began accepting what is? I say, and so it is, because things are just what they are. They're in the past. We can't change them. And we say in my religious science that I do, and I'm a Course in Miracles student, and so it is. So what if I said to you, and so it was? Try that on right now. Just right now in this moment, I want you to say that. And so it was. So every single time you want to look backwards at your life as you're standing on this cliff, knowing that the universe is nudging you to drop and to jump into this abyss. Hi, Carmen. That instead of going, well, but because, I need to do one more thing. I need to look at one more part of my life. I need to drudge up one more neurosis, which is that place that's unhealed within us. What if we just said, and so it was, and stop looking backwards? Our job as coaches is to keep our clients focused forward. Don't look back. That is over. Stop processing. Stop digging in the garbage can of your life and looking for stuff that's old and moldy. What is the point, right? And so try it. Say it. And so it was. Hi, Sarah. And so it was. Hi, Karen. And so it was. It is what it is. We can't change it. And that's where our self-judgment comes from. And we got to release it. And in the B.R.A.V.E model, we got to be bold and graceful. And we also need to release our judgment and stop processing. Stop it. Just stop it. Don't look back anymore, guys. You cannot learn and process at the same time. So either you're processing or you're learning, and I want you to learn. So in these coaching programs, yes, you're going to look back at your stuff. I get that. But there's a point where there's nothing else you can do. It is what it is. You can't change it. So let's release quickly. And the quicker you release and the faster you jump those gaps, then you become a light being. Then you transcend your human condition. Thank you. All right, let's move into the third part of the B.R.A.V.E model. So I've talked about the bold. I've talked about the release. Now let's step into authentic. So here's your question. Are you ready? So authentic is the A in the B.R.A.V.E model. So do you show up real, open, and approachable while telling the truth gracefully? Now, what's Anna saying? I am the poster child for overprocessing. I am so glad I found. Good. You know what? I'm going to be authentic and tell you, yes, that's true about you. And today's a new day. So Anna, and for anyone that's an overprocessor, we have to just say it. I want you to say it again. And so it was. It's so freeing. And part of my authenticity, and I know you know this about me, for those of you that have taken classes from me at SWIHA or in Seattle, one of the things I know why people come to my classes is because I'm honest and I'm authentic. Is that true? And I come and I'm real about it. But here's my approach. I'm loving, but I'm firm, correct? And so the piece to this is that, are you showing up real? And are you open? Are you approachable? And are you telling the truth gracefully? So one of the things that I want to know is that authenticity is a kind of an overused word, right? But it's about being really who you are. That's really what it is. It's about being true to your own call, your own life force, who you are and what made you the person that you made you. But the component to this, hi Karen, and the component to this is that we've got to be able to be real about who we really, really are. And that the part of this is that we cannot stop being who we're not, right? But we can check ourselves to be approachable but authentic. And so it feels like it's important that we are honest with ourselves, we're authentic with ourselves, we're showing up as that. And I think a lot of times what we're doing is we're dimming our own light to make other people comfortable, right? So think about that. And so we all want people to like us. We all want people to approve of us. But that's not always going to happen. But one thing I'll tell you is that everyone wants you. Hi, Melissa Quarter. Everyone wants you. That's what they want. They want really be you. And one of the mantras that I use, hi Candace, one of the things that people say about me all the time is that you're just this real person, right? And I'm authentic and I know who I am. And that's compelling, which we talked about earlier. It's about being real with who you really are. Nobody is like you. And there are thousands and billions of different messengers in the world. And what's important for you is to be the messenger you were put on this earth to be. That's the bottom line. People want you to be you. One of my friends in here, Candace Parisi, is just her. Sometimes we spar back and forth at her realness, but that's what makes her real. And I want you to be you. And so one of the mantras that I use when I'm speaking or teaching is, ready? Just be with the people, right? Hi, Michael. That's you. Crystal Queer Michael. I love watching you because you're just you. Candace Parisi, I love watching you because you're just being you. And so I'm trying to ask you and invite you to just be with the people. Why are you trying to be someone else? There's only one Oprah in the world, and you know how much I love Oprah, okay? And Oprah, if you're listening right now, I am more than willing to come on Super Soul Sunday with you, and I have lots to share. But I don't want to be Oprah. I want to be me. We can take aspects of people that we are mentoring under, and we can take aspects of other people and utilize them in our own life, right? Thank you, Michael. I do really like watching you. You're hilarious. But the piece is that I want to be me, and I want you to be you. And when you get that people are wanting you, not a dimmed down version of you, and not an overprocessed version of you, and not a filtered version of you, you will then win. You will win. You are extraordinary, Miss Candace Parisi. I love you, my dear. And so the bottom line is that why can we just not stop trying to be what everyone else wants you to be? Because the truth of it is they want you to be you. Just be with the people. And in your being with the people, be authentic and real and approachable. And that's going to make you a winner in this work. All right? So we've talked about the B, which is to be bold and to be graceful in your boldness. Not too much, not too little. We've talked about the R, which is about releasing our judgment of ourselves and other people, and stop over processing. Stop looking back. It doesn't matter. And so it was. Say it out loud with me right now. And so it was. It's over. It's done. There's nothing you can do about it. Keep focused forward. And the A is being authentic. And so it's so important that you be yourself. Now let's move now to the next piece, which is V for vulnerable. All right, you ready? Daring Greatly, B.R.A.V.E that's the whole premise of her book. And I'm not plugging B.R.A.V.E, but I'm plugging her vulnerability work. So, here's a couple thoughts. Ready? Soundbite. Just because you show your vulnerabilities doesn't mean you lose your credibility. That's the first one. Second is, when you're vulnerable, it means you're available. So I'm going to ask you the question from the B.R.A.V.E model, and it's this. Are you willing to step into uncertainty and take risks? Work to calm your mental worries and release them easily. Now that's a big one, right? So here's the thing. Stepping in, and Anna, if you're still listening, I want you to listen. Hi, Alma. Anna, I want you to hear me. You just moved to Florida, okay? You just leaped. You jumped off the cliff and you're trusting the universe. So you just stepped into uncertainty and you're willing to take a risk. And so that's for everybody. Let me tell you something. There is nothing that I have done. Hi, my brother Ryan Siemens here. Hi, Ryan. There is nothing that I have done in my life ever that was certain. We cannot live in a life of certainty. Certainty is an illusion. There is no certainty. And so many people sit behind their little wall and they barricade themselves in and stay in their box because they want to be certain. They want to know what's going to happen. And what if I said to you, we need to learn to dance in the mystery? There is no certainty in life. There is no certainty whatsoever, but the only certain thing that you can do is step one foot in front of the other and keep moving no matter what, and continue to take risks in your life. So to be certain is an illusion. So why would we want to live in an illusion? The bottom line is that we have to jump. We have to leap. We have to be what I refer to as fog walkers, and that is the definition of faith. To be in faith is to learn to be a fog walker. And so fog walking is all about the uncertainty. We do not know what is in front of us, but we can be in connection with our higher power. And so Maria says, I'm totally cool with taking uncertainty and do other things scare the crap out of me. Yeah, a crap. So it's really about being able to get that we've got to step into uncertainty. That's how we grow into our life. That's about being brave and bold and bigger. So people that take risks and step into uncertainty win. That's what it comes down to. You win when you do uncertainty. Otherwise, guess what? From my book, it's all on the sharing. You either revolve or you evolve. To revolve is to do the same thing you've always done and get the same results. Or to evolve is to step into uncomfortability, to step into uncertainty, to step into not knowing, and then we evolve our life. Because even in those pathways that we do not know what's certain, they take us to these amazing places that we never would have expected. That's how we find ourselves, is by being able to step into uncertainty, and then that pathway finds us. We don't find it, it finds us if we pay attention. So Sarah says, I'm loving this, so valuable. Thank you. I miss having you in my classes too, my dear. So we've got to learn to step in, be vulnerable, and maybe the word is to be uncertain, right? Uncertainty is a place for us to dance. And so what if I said this to you? Mysteries are not things to solve. Mysteries are places to live. Stop and think about that. So part of our uncertainty in taking risks is being able to dance in the mystery and to not try to solve everything and to just weave and wham in our life every day and to let that journey find us, which will help us find our purpose. So the other component to the vulnerability part is that we work to calm our mental worries and then we release them quickly. And so we're on that pathway of uncertainty, right? That's life. Get used to it. There's nothing in life that's certain. And so we start to get worried, or we wonder, or we're concerned about the pathway that we just took. Guess what? We need to release them quickly. So what I call this in the coaching program is the creep. The creep. The creep. The creep is the guy that lives in your head. The creep is the creeper that's knocking on your door all the time, trying to derail you from your greatest and highest self. And so Carmen says, find your own dance in life. I love that, Carmen. That's the beauty of what I love about you, Carmen, is that you are this, that's what you do. You are a dancer and you use dance to move this energy of your life. So thank you for being the life force that you are. And so the piece to this is that when creep starts knocking on your door, you need to be aware and awake to creeps here. And if creep was knocking on your door, would you just open the door and let him in? No, he is like an intruder. And so when creep shows up, you got to stay awake. And that's how then we release. And so we got to do our work. The work could look like mantras. The work could look like moving the energy out with exercise. It could be getting a coaching session or an energy work session or doing something that'll release those mental worries as quickly as powerful, as quickly as we possibly can. All right, so let's all take a breath. Right? That breath, by the way, is your friend, and it's free and it's available to every single person. So Linda says, staying curious and adventurous. Yeah, so I say that. That's great, Linda. That's like going back to being a beginner, right? And to live in the mystery and not try to solve them and stepping into uncertainty. So thank you, Linda, for that. That's so, so, so true. All right, let's move to the last one. So we've done the B, that's bold. We did the R, which is release. We did the A, which is being authentic. And we did the V, which is the vulnerability. Now let's step into the E, which is embrace. So the question is this: are you open to receive and embrace your highest calling on your life? So imagine this. If you were to be gracefully bold in the world, you were to release judgment of yourself and others quickly, you were to be authentic and be yourself, not anybody else, and then you were to step into uncertainty and be vulnerable in the uncertainty and to be willing to take risks that you don't know exactly where they're going to take you. Guess what? You then are going to rise to your highest self. So guess what? We put our hands in the air and we say, I embrace my highest calling on my life, by being brave and bold and bigger than we could possibly ever be. And that's what our higher power is asking us to do, is to embrace the highest calling on our life. And when you do that, which I said earlier, which is giving birth, seeking to give birth to our greatest and highest self, that's when we embrace our calling in our life. Something's calling you. Something's whispering. Something's been pulling on you. And your job is to get bold, release, become authentic, step into uncertainty and vulnerability. And when you do that, you're going to become bold and brave and bigger. So that's what I got for you today. And I just want to say thank you for spending the time with me today. And I'm sorry that I was a little late, technical issues. So does anyone have any questions? I got a few more minutes. Is there anyone that wants to speak, ask a question, have a comment? I'm right here to throw it at you. And I am so happy to be able to spend this time with you today. I want to remind you that we are the Southwest Institute of Healing Arts. We've been around for 25 years, and I'm Richard Seaman from Seattle Life Coach Training. And my intention is to propel my students and my clients with purpose, power, passion, and a plan, and to help you embrace and give birth to your greatest and highest self. So I ask you, Dina, the advanced class started 2 Tuesdays ago. So it was every Tuesday, and we're in our third class starting this coming Tuesday, so you kind of missed it. So we'll do it again in September at SWIHA. You're welcome, Jenna. You said thank you, you're a gem. Yep, thank you, I appreciate that. You know, would you say, guys, that I'm bold? Would you say that I'm a graceful, bold being? Yeah. Would you say that I release quickly and that I'm authentic and I take certain uncertainty and risks in my life and I've embraced my calling? So what I want you to know, it's not about me, okay? What I am is just a mirror for you, a mirror of what you can become. And sometimes if we don't have our own faith, we need to ask for it. And remember what I said to you. There's 2 types of help in the world. There's human help and there's divine help. And I'm part of both. I'm a blended being, a bold, blended being. And I co-create my life with the heavens and I bring it to the earth. And so I ask you in this moment to step into being brave. Become bold, become bigger, and become braver in the world. And to give birth to your highest self. Again, Richard Seaman, the Southwest Institute of Healing Arts in Tempe, Arizona, also the founder and director of Seattle Life Coach Training. I thank you for spending time with me, and I now release you into the law of your God is done, and so it is.